kids, Petaluma Pete here. I have on my fancy, really good robe today because it's Easter Sunday, and I have on my Easter Sunday straw hat as well. And we are going to present to you now something called Garage Grand. Why? Because Petaluma Pete's here in his garage, and he's here with his Steinway Upright Grand, and we're all in this together. So this show, by the way, is brought to you by these guys. So if you want to get started, let's get started. This first tune is a request from Victoria Vox. She wants to hear more Beatles. So I guess we'll start with this one. It's time now for Trestle Factoids. This is what the trestle looks like right now, kids. But guess what? The good news is that it will cost less to fix than to tear it down. This is good news because the trestle would add 10,000 square feet of downtown synergy. It is the best imaginable town square as a balcony to the turning basin and a center focal point for all river events. Here is a photograph of what such activities looked like back in the 80s. This community asset expresses the uniqueness, the charm, and vintage character of our historic downtown, the very qualities which make Petaluma a desirable place to live and to visit. Fixed up just for pedestrian use only, the trestle will encourage shoppers, diners, moviegoers, and tourists to leave their cars in the parking garages, kids, and explore Petaluma. Oh my goodness gracious, it is now time for the Petaluma Pete Weekly Top 10 Corona Memes. This is for the week of 4/2020. Number 10, Summer 2020 Gonna Be Lit. Number 9, breaking news. Wearing a mask inside your home is now highly recommended. Not so much to prevent COVID-19, but to stop eating. Number 8, sneezy, wheezy, beautiful COVID girl. Number 7, how many believe that this is ending in 2 weeks and your life is back to normal? Raise your hand. Now slap yourself with it. Number 6, I hope the weather is better tomorrow for my trip to Porto Backyarda. I'm getting tired of Lost Living Room. And number 5, does anyone know how long toilet paper will last if you freeze it? Number 4, until further notice, the days of the week are now called this day, that day, other day, someday, yesterday, today, and next day. Number 3, I've got salad for dinner, actually fruit salad. Well, mostly grapes. Okay, all grapes. Fermented grapes. Wine. I've got wine for dinner. And number 2, I'm not one to brag, but I totally got out of bed today. And finally, number 1 for the week of 4/2020, Quarantine Day 1, Little Debbie. Quarantine Day 14, Big Deborah. All right, full disclosure, this second song is also requested by Victoria Vox, but she also happens to be my daughter-in-law. But I will tell you this, okay? At least I'll tell you this. This next one is great. Kids, it is now time for the Garage Grand exclusive Stab from the Past video archives. This one is about one of the 5 organizations under the Petaluma River Promenade umbrella, that being the Float House. The Petaluma River Promenade organization was created to help draw attention to the river-related groups like those appearing here under this umbrella, so that more public attention will be given to turning around our neglected downtown Petaluma River turning basin. With dredging always uppermost in our minds, this video will focus on the construction of the new float house, currently in progress. So the first thing you want to do is watch this video created by the Float House team. Then we'll interview one of their leaders.
In the middle of downtown Petaluma, California, construction has begun on the Float House, a unique floating boat rental center, which will quickly become a vibrant magnet for river access. By donating today, you will help us provide the widest selection of small boats and help us launch programs and events for people of all ages to have fun and enjoy the Petaluma River, our longest park. Years in the planning and permitting, the dock-based float house will rise and fall with the tides. You'll check in at the Float House office and choose from pedal boats, sailboats, stand-up paddleboards, kayaks, canoes, rowboats, and electric boats too. By supporting this campaign now and in the months ahead, you can help us build the Float House. Visit us at thefloathousepetaluma.org to donate and find out more. It's your river, your legacy.
What's happening here today?
Today we are installing the last 8 sections of dock for the Float House Small Craft Rental Center in hopes to open sometime in 2020, hopefully this summer. Still depends on fundraising. But this is the culmination, as you can look, at nearly 170 feet of dock, almost 4,000 square feet, and it'll become the home for future boat rentals. Anything you can pedal, paddle, row. There's obviously still more work to be done, but this first came the pile driving, and now there is the docks installed. Next will come boat racks, some fundraising for the office tent, and then the fleet itself, and then we'll be open so people can get their butts in boats.
The bottom line as it relates to the Petaluma River Promenade organization and the river-related groups appearing here under this umbrella is that more public attention will be given to turning around our downtown Petaluma turning basin. So special thanks to Greg for the interview and to the entire Float House team, and watch for more news about this important project as it develops. Don't you just love this town?